Hey, all you zealots and zerglings, we are on Temple of the Preservers with a 3 versus 3 where I have spawned as the Blue Zerg with my ally Spartan as the Teal Terran and Contrarian as the Red Protoss. And we've got a real threat up against us on the other side. As the Purple Terran, we've got Threat Alexios Com. We've got Threat the Doc as the Orange Protoss, and finally as the Yellow Terran we have Threat Voodini. I do like the names that we're up against, but like I said, they're going to be a real threat for us. So we're gonna have to see how this pans out. Temple of the Preserver is a map where there's a lot can be focused on along this center column. It's a bit of a rush to get across it, but that is the earlier attack routes because you got to bust down the rocks here or here in order to gain shorter access to your opponents. But even then, I mean, your front ramps are still quite a ways away from anyone. So kind of long distances on this one. A little shorter if you go air. Like this is really close to your opponent's goal if they happen to take that, which it can be hard to take this later in the game, especially if there's air harassment out there on the map. And we do have these 2 island bases in the corners, which you obviously need to drop something over there. Or if you're Zerg like me, you can get a knives from over there. And take that easily enough. A lot harder to take these because even if there is air out there, you can get some decent defensive turrets out there where they may either have to try to find a soft spot to drop or just kind of hope they have enough to focus it down. But it's a pretty big island, so if you want to completely ring it with turrets, it's going to be kind of expensive, prohibitively expensive perhaps, because there's only so much macro that can be done on this map. And we've got spawning pools coming out for me as the only Zerg. It's probably the only thing of real huge consequence. We do have a forge coming out here for the Doc. He did go gateway first. He does have his core on the way, so it's probably going to be an insurance forge. Probably going to drop a cannon somewhere around here. Maybe in front of these buildings, maybe these mineral line. I would recommend in the mineral line to protect the probes from any early harassment. And we do have Contrarian scouting around, checking for any hidden buildings on that. Oh, that's if he's going to try to chase him down. Does he have a barracks yet? He does. Not making a marine. He's got the money. What is the holdup? He's busy microing against a probe. He's probably like, oh, I am going to get cannon rushed. And a little bit of a lag there. And oh, he could have blocked that off. He should have tried to block that off. Now the probe is trapped. So nothing more he can do. He's going to try to scout around. Not much he's going to be able to see. I mean, he's going to see the gas, and pulling off all the SCVs. I guess he is going to have one last act. He's going to cause a little bit of a blip in the macro, and yeah, he's trapped. He's not going to be getting out there right now. Seriously? Did Voodini just let a probe out? There's literally nothing that probe could do. You could follow it to the ends of the earth, and once this reactor's done, you pop out a marine, you're fine. Why did he let that probe out? Why? I don't get it. Apparently I'm a local player. I think this is probably because since this is on the older patch that it's not technically hooked up to BattleNet, and so it may not be showing me. Or maybe it's just because I'm in observer mode. I don't really know. Looks like I do have an expansion just finishing up there. What's that? Oh, that's my spawning pool. Try to tuck that a little bit out of the way, so if there's any air harass here, it'll be fine. If there's any ground harass this way, it will probably be the last thing to go down. And a Roach Horn on the way. Looks like I want to go for something a little bit beefier. Going against a couple of Protoss and a Terran can be tricky with length. If there's a lot of Zealots, if there's a lot of Hellbats, if there's a lot of Widow Mines, Ling's just not the way to go. But it looks like instead we have a lot of Reapers. And, Reapers are going to be next to useless against this kind of harassment. Contrarian, he's starting to like doing a little bit of Mothership core harassment on this map. In the position that he's in, it's not a bad idea. And, is he going to try to... He's going to focus on the SCV. He's going to be able to get the command center done. No, he is not going to finish that command center. Just 3 seconds away from completion. And, yeah, we got to try to focus down some of those. And he's making add-ons. He almost needed to cancel those to get some units out. He needs some units out right now because he's building add-ons. He's not even producing units yet, which means he's a good 25 seconds away from anything being done. Meanwhile, his Reapers are going to try to return the favor. There's a Stalker out there. It looks like he did have a bit of trouble dealing with this, and apparently he's going to save the Stalker, but not worry about his probes. And yeah, if you can get the Stalker to focus it down, maybe get the probes to turn around. The probes could turn around and maybe attack right there. But no, his Stalker is gonna force them out of there, and meanwhile this Mothership Core is still going down. He's gonna drop a mule, but that could get focused down as well. He's queuing up way too many Marines. And oh, he did focus down the mule right there. That's some lost energy, some lost money. And the Reapers are back so that they can tell the Marines where to go attack. And he's going to have to get out of there quickly. And they're going to get a few shots off, but the Mothership Core will be just fine. And in the meanwhile, it looks like I've started producing some roaches here. Spines up because I knew that there were, of course, Reapers around there. And I wonder if I put that Evo chamber there intentionally to kind of block the Reapers from running behind the mineral line a little bit. At least force them through the mineral line, past the spine, doing as much damage as possible. Yeah, I'm trying to choke up the entrances to keep the Reapers from doing too much. And it looks like I have started lair tech. And what do we got here? Oh, the Doc's pushing a probe out. Is he going to try to take our gold? He's going to try to take both golds. The Doc is just he's bold right now. He's going to try to take both gold expansions. If we get any wind of this, it is all over. And it looks like the Reapers are out here again. Looks like Spartan's going to try to deal with that. They're going to run back here. They're not going to have much success here because I am locked up pretty tight. Although they could focus on that spawning pool, which suddenly means the spawning pool's not in a very safe place. But they realize this is not a good place for them to be. They're going to get out of there. And that may be the end of the Reaper harass. I don't see him building anymore. And he's getting a engineering bay. Probably going to throw down some missile turrets in case that Mothership Core comes back. But at this point, Mothership Core harass probably not the best idea against Terran, because I mean, you can get Marines out there so quickly. It's a bit risky, but I mean, he could stay right here, poke in, see if anything's worthwhile. So, but still, this is a lot of Marines. He might need something at his front entrance. If there's suddenly a Baneling bust right here, he would be in a lot of trouble. And this gold's getting firmly established. He's going to get some cannons down there to defend it. The Nexus is just going to complete. Is that Nexus positioned right? It looks a little off, but I think it's okay. Kind of hard to tell right now. And I do have an overseer or an overlord here. He's not an overseer yet. He's going to be able to spot this. He's going to be able to spot this going down, and this cannon's probably in range. So we're maybe going to have to do something about this. And this probe is still. Maybe he's just scouting this gold. Maybe he just wants to make sure we're not taking it. Either that, or he can't. He has yet to afford the expansion money right now, and none of his other allies have actually expanded. It looks like Voudin is just going to be taking his base right now. He does have some Hellbats worked in there, which could make the Roach Hydra a good choice right now. And we do have a Dark Shrine. Where's the Dark Shrine? Dark Shrine here for Contrarian. It probably will be, he's going to do some early DT harassment, see if he can get anything done, but then he'll probably switch quickly into Archons. As his DT harassment doesn't always pan out, but sometimes he does get some good damage. Yeah, he's going to send some DTs out right away. But he does like to work Archons in late, so I have a feeling that's what this is going to be. And Spartans got some Widow Mines out. They're going to cover these rocks. May not be necessary, because until these rocks are busted down, it's not really that big a deal. And oh, looks like Spartan's going to get these Widow Mines burrowed up here. And oh, that Reaper. Oh, I think he saw the DTs. I think he saw the DTs. Maybe he saw the DTs. I'm not sure why he would have just stopped there unless he saw the DTs weren't coming after him. And yeah, he's not going to find anything here. There is a planetary there, but there are no missile turrets down yet. He's going to try to get them down. You gotta. Oh, but a quick scan is going to take that DT out. And oh, it's going to take another one out. No, oh, that was bad control there. He got it out. And yeah, no one's taking this expansion. So I'm gonna speed this up a little bit because there's not really that much going on. Everyone's just kind of staying safe, macroing up. I got +1 at ranged attack and +2 armor for my roaches, and the burrow is on the way. And it looks like Doc did try to get this up. Didn't quite get the Nexus up in time. We are going to find this out, and we are going to clean it up rather quickly. He's going to warp in a round of Stalkers. That was just a waste of Stalkers. There's no way 3 Stalkers were going to defend against this. That was kind of foolish. And we got some DTs here. The Doc was going to try to reinforce that. Not going to do any good. And some Widow Mines. Oh, Widow Mines both taking out the Stalkers. Yes, Widow Mines can one-shot a Stalker. The splash isn't going to be enough to kill another Stalker, another undamaged Stalker. But, again, there's 2 Widow Mines here. Gonna try to start choking up the center right now. Looks like I got Tunneling Claws on the way. Looks like I got Hydras on the way with the Grooved Spines. Give them a range of 6, if I'm not mistaken. They currently have a range of 5. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a range of 6. So getting a bit of a Roach Hydra up. Our opponents... Oh, looks like we have some High Templars coming out for Contrarian now. Looks like he doesn't have Storm out yet. So I don't know if these are for Archons. Or, you know, he's going to make them for Archons. I don't know if I agree with this, because... Let's get the gateway up here. The High Templar is 50 minerals, 150 gas. The DTs are 125 minerals, 125 gas. It's going to be a lot easier for him to get up more minerals than gas. So I think most players, they DT with, or they Archon with DTs because there's a lessened gas cost. And that gas can go into other tech. They can go into Stargate tech, it can go into Colossi. It maybe even go in more Stalkers. I don't know. I would like to see him get Storm out, though. He does have some he has a Templar here. And maybe even get some of these into Archons. I would just think a couple of DTs in his army might be enough, but you never know. And Spartan is just putting mines up the wazoo. The wazoo being this lane right here. We're going to call this the wazoo. And the Widow mines are up it. And you might want to get those burrowed before too long. And we're going to speed this up again. Looks like I do have the muscular augments coming for faster Hydros, and Alexio is going to be doing a double expand right now, taking the island and his own natural. So everyone's, it looks like all the bases are now taken, and it looks like I'm on third base. I grabbed this one because Spartan took over here. It looks like I needed the gas for my Roach Hydra, and oh, looks like Contrarian is going to be moving out with his fairly decent sized army. I don't think these Hellions are going to, or these Hellbats are going to be much good against this army, although they will be pretty good against the DTs because of the splash damage. And oh, the Widow mines planted in a good spot are going to get a lot of good damage on here. And oh, they're not going to pursue. They're just going to force it off, but they are going to scan. They're going to see the Widow mines. Yeah, let's take it out before the scans are gone. So they are going to clean that up. I want to clean these up too. Nope, too late. Too late. Don't go. Oh, careful. You saw those. You know they're there. You have to be very, very careful. He does have +1 attack here. We got ones across the board on that, and 1-2 on the infantry of Voudini, and he's got quite a few medevacs, which are getting a nice amount of energy built up, and he needs to drop those Marines out of there. And it looks like we're still trying to force the center. Almost need to see something else from Spartan besides a lot of Widow mines, because once those go off, his army is basically doing nothing. We really need something more than just Widow mines. And a pylon going up front here for the dock. Looks like they're going to try to hold position in the front of the ramp. We got the center position, and we got eyes on both rocks, with Widow mines kind of defending the area. This side's a little bit weaker, but I got an Overlord spotting that. And looks like we got eyes over here. Why do we have eyes over here? Do I have a changeling in here somewhere? And we got a ping over here. Oh, yeah, we know there's a gold here. That's going to be staying there for a while. It looks like Contrarian's going to bust down these rocks. We don't have to worry about spotting them. And oh, looks like the probe was able to get a pylon started. But anything that warps in there as well is going to try to absorb it. Yeah, you can scan there. Yeah, there's Widow mines. What are you going to do about it? Although these photon cannons will be able to spot these Widow mines, so they're probably not going to last very long. And what are these roaches doing? It looks like I'm trying to send some roaches forward to... Oh, come on. If you'd waited for those cannons, you could have seen that. There, now he's going to be able to see that. And we're going to try to focus down that forward pylon. We don't want them to have vision of the high ground. And we're going to try to force that back. Don't overcommit Contrarian. Contrarian, pull back. Contrarian, pull back. And we do have the Roach Hydros here. There's not really anything that's good against Hydros here, although just kind of getting all choked up here in the center. It's just Stalker, Marine, Immortal, which the Immortals will take down the Roaches. With these Archons here, they're going to be getting into the Hellbats and the Marines, which means the splash damage and the bonus to bio is going to do a lot of damage right here, but it looks like they are thinning out. Looks like we're going to be able to clean this up. Just maybe, although they're getting some reinforcements in. It looks like it's a lot closer than it should be. I thought we had overwhelming numbers here. Is an upgrade disadvantage? I don't think that's the problem. And we are going to clean this up. I guess the reinforcements are going to kind of make it look closer too. But a lot of losses there. I got more Roach Hydralisk on the way. It looks like I had a bit of a stockpile of money, and we are going to force that back. Can we force anything? We can't force this planetary. We cannot force that planetary. Come more stalkers from the dock. He's got to be careful with those. And we did manage to push them back, clean out their army. If we check out the losses right now, our opponents, Yeah, I think we're a little bit ahead. Spartan hasn't lost a lot, and I think that's what's really going to put us ahead in this right now. But the siege tanks are now out for Alexios, which means my Hydralisks are going to have a big problem in the next engagement. It looks like Contrarian is going to replace that pylon with one of his own, and even a pylon over here, kind of spot that, or maybe do some war pins on the flank. I don't know what that was. Maybe that was another pylon for Contrarian. They're going to scan the high ground again. Looks like I got 3-3 on the way. Looks like we do have Colossus coming out. So Colossus tank, that's going to pretty much end my Hydralisk's effectiveness. And these Stalkers are going to take out that pylon. How did I was there an Overlord here? How did I lose an Overlord there? It looks like an Overlord died right there just recently. Did these Stalkers take it out? I'm not really sure how that happened. So this flank is a little bit exposed. Looks like I got a lot of Overseers. They haven't shown a lot that we need to detect, though, so I'm not really sure why I got this many. Maybe it's just for insurance. And in fact, we have such a large army, we might need some decent detection. And we got Ravens coming out here for Vudini with the Corvid reactor. It's going to give it spawning more energy and +3 infantry armor. Looks like some changings are going to come out. Are they going to spot these? I don't think they're going to spot them, which is giving us vision. I should have just parked him with the army. Oh, now they see him. Seriously, he scanned in case he didn't want to accidentally snipe some zealots from the dock, who doesn't seem to have any zealots right now. So perhaps forcing a scan there, not a bad idea. I mean, we saw their army building up here. Spire on the way. I probably saw the tanks and the Colossi, and I realized my army is practically worthless right now. I got some money building up. I'm going to need to build up some more guests, so I should be able to hopefully tech switch if we need it, because once this army's gone, I can't remake Hydralisks, not with this kind of composition. And I hear Widow Mines going off. Oh, looks like a flank attack here from Alexius RS. No, it's Contrarian's trying to do a flank, but with tanks up here on the high ground, this is an ill-advised advance. And yeah, he's going to pull out of there, and this is actually the time to push. Tanks. The tanks. With the Colossi gone, we need something here. Some Vipers would have been perfect. They could either yoink the tanks or just throw down Blinding Cloud, and we could have probably busted this front while all these Colossi were away. What was that? Oh, did I have a roach? Oh, I think I sent a roach there to spot. What saw him? That missile turret's way too far away. Is there an observer somewhere? Or maybe the Ravens saw him, but I did use the tunneling claws to kind of spot with roaches. You don't see that often. People are using tunneling roaches as scouts. And what are we doing? Oh, some scans there. They're starting, or is that could be a Spartan scan? I'm not really sure. Oh yeah, that's a Spartan scan. And Contrarian's going to try to send some zealots in there, but with that planetary, they're not going to be very effective at all. And yeah, they definitely have some detection there. There's definitely some detection, and so trying to run in there is not the best idea. Trying to run in there is not the best idea. And wow, look at this. We got Roach, Hydra, Archon, Zealot, Hellbat. Not the most durable force to what they have here. The Archons are the beefiest units. And what kind of income we got going right now? I don't think income's really relevant. All the bases are saturated, and they're all being mined uncontested. So this really doesn't matter too much right now. I mean, everyone's kind of getting maxed out. Spartan needs to be making some more supply depots, though, so he needs to make a couple more supply depots, or at least do a supply drop. I'm sure he's got the extra energy for it. But everyone is... Oh, actually, the dock's not really maxed out, but everyone else pretty much... even Vudini's not maxed out. This is a mistake, I think. They've got the money for it. They need to be maxing out at this point. And, oh, these zealots are going to get hit. He's going to be trying to take out this gold. I don't know if that's the best use, because this gold is mined out. So all he's going to do is slow down the gas income and maybe hit a little bit of production. It is putting him out of position. Again, if we had something here, something to take this on, some Vipers would have been perfect. We could have tried, but it looks like we are going to try to move. Oh, we do have Vipers here. We do have Vipers here, but it looks like the army is going to be able to retreat. What are the Vipers doing? They're going to throw down some blinding clouds. Going to get a couple of the tanks. A storm's going to go down and get some of those Marines, but they're going to get healed up pretty instantly. So, not quite well timed. Blinding clouds did go down. It looks like I did realize the importance of doing that, but we just did not act quickly enough. Even almost losing a couple of Vipers. And I've even thrown down some Evo chambers here to charge up my Vipers. But it's pretty much a stalemate. We do have good position here in the center. We can kind of keep an eye on where they're moving, and it looks like they're going to try to move down this way. We will be able to spot with these Widow Mines over here. Are they going to try to flank on this side? But the Colossi do have vision of the high ground, unfortunately, and they're actually going to steal our watchtower too. I didn't realize. Forgot about the watchtowers. And we gotta do something about this. Some blinding cloud. Oh. Oh no, the Hydralisks. And a yoink up to the top. We're gonna grab a couple of Colossi. And that one looks like he's gonna just barely get. No, he does get sniped. And a storm is going to kind of whiff right there, but grabbing a couple of Colossi, that's pretty good. But it looks like now Alexios is going to say, well, they're distracted over there. I'm going to push forward, and it is going to work. And oh, watch out, those Widow Mines. They could hurt me just as well. And I'm going to try to push forward. Do we have enough energy for some blinding clouds? Oh, the blinding clouds go out, but they are going to miss a little bit. Although they do retreat back into the blinding cloud, which is probably not the best idea. Some storms are going to go down. Not doing too much, but it looks like my army is going down. I'm trying to get 1-1 air, which means I'm probably anticipating a switch to air right now, which could be advisable because the Hydralisks are just not going to do it anymore, and the Widow Mines are just going to be doing damage as they go. They don't have to. Here comes the Observer, and a storm is going to go down. I think that's going to clean up the rest of my armor. Get those units out of here. Get the Vipers out of there. The Overseers can get out of there too. I mean, yeah, I can afford to remake them, but I shouldn't have to. And the losses, they're still kind of high. They're still kind of high for our enemies, but I don't know. We're catching up pretty quick, and then we need some tanks of our own. The siege tanks do outrange the Colossi, but some storms. Yeah, there's some storms there. The storms are not going to do much better against these Archons, and I think that might be. Oh, he's busy focusing down a Widow Mine. He might lose the rest of his army. Oh, he does not want to lose those Archons. Oh, even losing an Observer there. Oh, taking so much damage. Look at only one Observer survived. This is a lesson for you kids. Do not put your High Templar underneath a cluster of Observers because most of them will die. I mean, when there's Archons coming. That part just stands to reason, obviously. Greater Spire on the way, which means I'm probably going to go for the things that come out of the Greater Spire. The brood. Wow, this is kind of embarrassing. Brood Lords. I said that I said it right away. You did not hear me forget what my own units were called. That just didn't happen. It didn't. Which this could be good with all their siege range units. We do need some siege range. They don't seem to have a lot of anti-air except the Marines and Stalkers, which do have blank Stalkers against Broodlords. Not too shabby, and they have managed to push us out of the center. But this is the time they need to be taking the center. If they can keep us out of the center. Oh, is Vudini done mining? Yeah, everyone, their team has started to run out right now. I don't know how much. They do have some money in reserve, but they're going to start running out of money, and I don't know if there's that much left on the map to mine. Looks like I still have this mined out. Looks like Spartan's going to take some money too. Fine, it's his natural. In fact, I asked him if it was alright if I took this. And yeah, money is getting very, very scarce right now, but they still have a pretty good army size. Let's see, we got 182 for Contrarian. He's still doing pretty good. We got 193 for Alexios. He's doing the best right now. And Vudini's a little bit behind, so everything seems pretty even. 6 Broodlords on the way. It's not a lot, but it could be just enough, because if we can poke in and do a little bit of damage here or there, that might just be exactly what we need. And Contrarian still, he got Archon Colossus Zealot. It's not a bad army. It's going to have trouble with some siege tanks. And yeah, they're just pulling in their probes right now, which means they realize that it's getting down to desperation mode. Not quite all in yet. I don't really think you need an all in at this point because no one's sitting on any money. So Corruptor, Broodlord, Zealot, Archon. Oh, looks like he's just gonna go for it. Because he's just gonna go for it. The first Archons are gonna try to absorb most of the shots. And nope. He says no. That was not good. It looks like Spartan's going to get his siege tanks up. My Broodlords are going to try to get in there. Wait for the Broodlords. Oh, if you could wait for the Broodlords to at least start laying down some Broodlings. And the Colossi are in a perfect position. They make a snipe, but they're in perfect position to try to snipe those Marines. And it looks like things are kind of getting destroyed. The switch to air was definitely warranted. I'm going to try to swing in there and see if I can take out the Colossi, because they lose their tanks in the Colossi. I think this game may be ours, because we have a ton of siege weaponry right now. Getting some broodlings smacking down in there, and it's gonna cause friendly fire from these remaining siege tanks. It's hard to go siege tank when there's broodlords out there, and look at that. The siege tanks are kind of doing the job for us. Why am I not in range to hit these? I'm kind of curious why I'm not in range to hit these. More broodlords are on the way. Seriously, just drop a broodling right there, or just take those out. Oh, no, looks like we're going to go for it. The Marines are going to stim, but the Colossi are right on top of the tanks, which means the tanks probably are limited in what they can shoot. Broodlings are going to go down, which is going to cause splash damage to the Colossi as much as the tanks. And the Corruptors are going to chase down the Colossi, trying to finish off the last major threat. We still have quite the army right now. Army size. Yeah, we're still doing pretty good right now. Looks like Contrarian did take a massive hit, but our opponent's all the only one with anything left is Axiom, it looks like. And there's just no money left on the map. Spartan's the only one that's got any mining going on, and I don't even know where that... Oh, apparently he hasn't mined out this base just yet. And yeah, you can do a massive drop here, but at this point, you almost just got to work on the army, because you need to keep your army as healthy as possible to take out all these. Well, I guess it's just like they have to take out buildings now. There's not much else they can do. I mean, you can make some Vikings, but I have way too many Corruptors. Those Vikings are next to worthless right now. It's just kind of going to cleanup mode now. There's a siege tank up here. Didn't really need to siege that. He could have just pulled back and waited for my Broodlords to take that out for him. And a Raven. Oh, he's going to try to... Oh, I actually did that terribly. I actually moved the Broodlord into the cluster instead of trying to move him away from the cluster. So taking some needless damage there. Not enough to kill it, though. And Spartan, really, stop. Don't siege. Don't siege here. The siege tank does way more DPS in its tank mode than it does in its siege mode. The only reason to siege it up is for range and splash. You don't really need splash damage on buildings, nor do you need range unless it's planetary. So that's a lesson. You don't need to siege. You don't need to always have your tanks sieged. I know it's fun. I know you like everything exploding and not letting anything get near your tanks, but it's not always a good thing. Are those broodlings? Ah, those must have been broodlings. I'm like, what's dying there? That's obviously my units. And I think we can speed this up. I think that is going to be it. Although we do have some stalkers in my base right now, kind of taking out my tech. I don't really need my Hydralisk Den anymore. That's not really going to be helpful right here. And I got 34 lings coming. Not going to have very good upgrades on those. Love decent armor upgrades, and he's going to take out my evolution chambers that were purely for my Vipers that only lasted so long. But they had got some use, maybe not cost-effective use, but use nonetheless. And that's pretty much going to be it. It's just, wow, that was a nail-biter. I mean, both sides were pretty much broke. I mean, the income on the map is about to go to 0, and yeah, nobody's mining anymore. You know what they need is they need like a resources on the map kind of thing. How many resources are actually on the map to be harvested? But we just have this force left from Alexios. Slow that down a little bit. He's just trying to do his best, but he's just completely outclassed. There's Broodlords here. I could park my Broodlords over any of our bases I wanted to, and he could not. He could not touch it. And plus there's Colossi, and he's got to keep away from Colossi. Look at he's taking time to siege up. That lets the Zealots get on top of them without taking any damage whatsoever. And yeah, there we go. And Alexios is gone. That is going to be it. So I hope you enjoyed this game. There's the GG from Voudini. Looks like the threat has been neutralized. I hope you enjoyed this game, and have a day.